When did Chinese people start calling themselves descendants of Yan and Huang? Do you truly understand these captivating Chinese myths? In 10 minutes, we'll take you from Pangu, creating the world, to the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, traversing the river of mythology, and quickly understanding those awe-inspiring legendary stories. In the very beginning, the universe was in a state of infinite nothingness, with no world to be found, only an infinitely small dot, which we can also call the Tao. It was an indescribable, unfathomable rule. Later, the world came into existence, but it was empty with nothing in it, until at one moment, a mysterious energy appeared in this void, called 先天一气, which was like a light floating in the empty world. As time passed, the light dot began to resemble a massive egg yolk, without sky or earth, without up or down, without east, south, west, or north, without seas or mountains, without sun, moon, or clouds, and without animals or humans. We call this period chaos. In this chaotic world, a being named Pangu awakened. Seeing the surrounding darkness, he swung his mighty axe and fiercely struck the darkness before him. With a thunderous crash, the chaotic matter began to separate. The light and clear parts slowly rose to become the sky, while the heavy and turbid parts descended to form the earth. After the sky and earth separated, Pangu feared they might merge again, so he held up the sky with his head and pushed the earth with his feet. Every day, the sky rose by a zhong approx. 3.3 meters. The earth thickened by a zhong, and Pangu grew taller accordingly. After countless years, the sky and earth solidified, with mountains and rivers taking shape. Pangu, having worked tirelessly, passed away from overwork. His body transformed into the sun, moon, stars, mountains, oceans, the 4 seasons, clouds, and rain, the myriad things of the world. After Pangu opened the sky and earth, he died from overwork. The chaotic matter that once nurtured Pangu transformed into an elderly and majestic man named Hongjun Lao Zu. He possessed immense magical power and, following Pangu's death, became the world's guardian, dedicated to maintaining balance and stability. He was the first being in the world, with powers as great as Pangu's. Later, Hongjun Lao Zu took in 3 disciples, who were all chaotic energy that separated from him and transformed into beings, Yuanqi Tianzun, Lingbao Tianzu, and Dao Tianzu, also widely known as Taishan Lao Jun. The 3 disciples worked together to assist their master, Hongjun Lao Zu, in maintaining the world's order. Yuanqi Tianzun was responsible for stabilizing the forms of objects. Lingbao promoted the flourishing of all things, and Dao upheld the righteous path, eliminating the demons and outsiders that disrupted the world's order. After Pangu opened the sky and earth, the world saw an increase in beings, an abundance of resources. Heaven and earth required more management. Hao Tian Shangdi, the symbol of the sky and the heart of heaven, was appointed by Hongjun Lao Zu to oversee the celestial realm and become the leader of heaven. Hao Tian Shangdi may be unfamiliar to some, but many know him by other names. Lao Tianye, Shang Tian, Cang Tian. Doesn't it feel more familiar now? Hao Tian Shangdi ruled the celestial realm, but who governed the earthly realm? That was the Tianhuang clan. It is said that after Pangu opened the sky and earth, the first generation of earthly rulers were the Tianhuang. The Tianhuang were not humans, but Tianling, with human heads, snake bodies, and dragon horns on their heads. There were 12 of them, led by Wang Huo. At that time, the earth's crust was still unstable, often suffering from calamities, causing suffering for the creatures. The Tianhuang created the atmosphere to stabilize the earth's temperature, and invented the heavenly stems and earthly branches to mark the years. After 1,000,000 years, the Tianhuang had descendants called the Diwang. The Dawang consisted of 11 individuals, led by Yue Keng. The Dawang established the months, weeks, and dates. After another 500,000 years, the Diwang had descendants called the Renhuang. The Renhuang consisted of 9 individuals, led by Kai Hu Tao. With human faces and dragon bodies, they divided the world into 9 territories, each managed by 1 individual, leading to the concept of the Jiuzhou Dadi. After the eras of the Tianhuang, Diwang, and Renhuang, the world went through 9 epochs. It was then that the intelligent beings left their caves, learned to build houses, and in 12 epochs, many powerful clans and deities were born, each possessing immense magical power. Among the Rentuan, a distinguished representative was Fuxi. In the age of ignorance, people knew nothing about nature. Weather would change, the sun and moon would move, people would be born, age, fall ill, and die. But no one understood these phenomena. When faced with unanswered questions, people turned to Fuxi. When Fuxi couldn't answer, they felt lost and lived in constant fear. Fuxi frequently looked around the 4 directions, observing the movements of the sun and moon. the rotation of the stars, and pondering the patterns of the Earth's seasons, and the blossoming and wilting of flowers. One day, while fishing by the Yellow River, Fuxi encountered a strange creature, resembling both a dragon and a horse, adorned with peculiar patterns. Fuxi drew down those patterns and created the Bagua 8 trigrams. From then on, with the Bagua people, could deduce the workings of all things, foresee the future, and understand natural laws. Grateful for Fuxi as contributions, they revered him as a celestial deity. Another outstanding representative among the Renhuang was Nuwa. At the dawn of creation, although there were some celestial beings and ancient deities on earth, there were no humans. Nuwa, bored with idleness, used water and yellow earth to sculpt small clay figures in her likeness. She created batch after batch, but still found it too slow, so she used a vine, dipped in mud, and waved it, letting the mud scatter bit by bit and transform into humans. To ensure the continued existence of humanity, she created the marriage rituals and served as a matchmaker herself. The last distinguished representative among the Renhuang was Shennong, the leader of the Shennong clan. In ancient times, people had nothing to eat and survived by gathering grass seeds, picking fruits, and hunting birds and beasts. Sometimes, they would eat things they shouldn't and get poisoned, leading to death. When people fell ill, they didn't know how to treat the diseases. They either survived by sheer willpower or died. Shennong, troubled by this, decided to taste 100 herbs to determine their properties and eliminate disasters and diseases for everyone. Thus, he ventured into the mountains and dense forests to gather various roots, barks, seeds, and fruits, captured various birds, beasts, fish, turtles, shrimp, and insects, and mined various minerals. He fed these two birds, one by one, and tasted them himself, sometimes trying 72 herbs a day and suffering multiple poisonings. Later, Shennong summarized his experiences with poisonous herbs, established the 12 meridians of the human body, and compiled the Ben Cao Jing, classic of materia, medica, benefiting future generations. Fuxi, Nuwa, and Shennong, the three outstanding leaders among the Renhuang, are revered as the three sovereigns by later generations. After the three sovereigns, 5 distinguished representatives emerged among humans, known as the 5 emperors, each representing one of the 5 directions: east, west, south, north, and center. The representative of the east was the Blue Emperor Taihao. Taihao, a descendant of Fuxi, was an inventor and keen observer of natural phenomena. It is said that he invented musical instruments, bringing music into people's lives. On another occasion, he observed spiders spinning webs and was inspired to invent the raincoat suoyi. Among the 5 emperors, the representative of the west was the White Emperor Shaohao. Shaohao was a descendant of Taihao, and it is said that, when he was born, 5 phoenixes of different colors flew in the sky. Shaohao loved birds from a young age and became an outstanding ornithologist, like his ancestors. Shaohao also loved music, especially playing the zither. One day, Shaohao was sitting by the sea, playing the zither. Suddenly, a strange bird perched on a phoenix tree. Being a lover of birds, Shaohao was delighted because it was said that this bird had lived for over 500 years. However, just as Shaohao was happy, the divine bird suddenly burst into flames and self-immolated. Shaohao was deeply saddened, but quickly, the divine bird was reborn from its ashes. Radiating a dazzling light, Shaohao broke into a smile and named the bird Feng. Today, the phoenix is a revered totem among the Chinese people, passed down from Shaohao. ITA said that Shaohao also established a country on the eastern coast, which had no humans but was governed by various birds serving as civil and military officials. This country thrived under Shaohu's leadership. Among the 5 emperors, the representative of the center was Huang Descendants. Huang Di was a genius, said to have spoken shortly after birth. By the age of 15, he was knowledgeable about everything. At 20, Huang Di inherited the throne of the Yushan kingdom and meticulously governed his domain, forming an independent and powerful tribe known as the Huangdi tribe. Huang Di's greatest achievement was fighting 53 wars, ultimately ending prolonged conflicts and unifying the 3 major tribes. The lords then honored him as the son of heaven, replacing Shennong and becoming Huangdi. He bid farewell to the barbaric era and established the world's first unified state, elected as the first emperor of the Chinese nation. Thus, in later generations, Zhuanwan Huangdi was revered as the founder of civilization and the ancestor of the Chinese. Huangdi was also an inventor. He inherited agricultural production knowledge from Shennong and developed primitive agriculture to a highly prosperous stage, allowing his tribe to rapidly grow strong. Among the 5 emperors, the representative of the south was the Flame Emperor Shennong. Shennong was a descendant of Shennong and was said to have been born with a strange and ugly appearance, having a human body, a bull's face, and horns. However, over time, he gradually transformed into a human form, showcasing his wisdom and strength. Like Huang Di, Xinyan was a super genius, able to speak 3 days after birth, walk 5 days after birth, and perform agricultural work within 3 years. Despite his ugly appearance, Xinyan did many good things for the people during his lifetime. He taught them agriculture, enabling them to have abundant food and sufficient clothing. He also created musical instruments, teaching the people about etiquette, earning praise for generations to come. Initially, the two geniuses, Xinyan and Huang Di, fought for territory in the Battle of Juolu. The two were evenly matched, but in the end, Xinyan was outmaneuvered and lost. However, after the battle, both men realized each other's genius and felt mutual respect. Later, when Xinyan faced an invasion by a barbaric tribe led by Chiyo, he sought Huang Di's assistance. Together, they formed an alliance and defeated the Nanli tribe led by Chiyo. This alliance not only strengthened the friendship between Xinyan and Huang Yi, but also laid a solid foundation for the further development of human society. The cooperation between Xinyan and Huang Di symbolized the perfect combination of wisdom and strength, becoming a celebrated tale for generations to come, inspiring countless individuals to continue exploring and pursuing peace and prosperity. That's it for this video. If you subscribe or like it, it would greatly help me. Thank you in advance. For those interested, see you next time.